you get taught very early on in the fighter community that you have to be the best at what you do in order to survive and protect your wingman. In order to do the mission, you have to be the very best. While I know that I wasn't the very best F-15 Eagle pilot, I know that for a fact, I believed I was. You put me into a mission and I'm going to win. I'm going to do what I have to do to have that mission be successful. And that carries over into life. But on the inside, in my heart, I knew that I was in chaos. It is a high stress job. It is a dangerous job. You're doing stuff that most people in the world don't ever have a desire to do or ever get to experience. And while you're fueled by that, at the same time, underlying that excitement and adrenaline is also that fear and that what happens if I fail? What happens if I let my wingman down? What happens if I make a mistake? And so all of that kind of created different aspects of trauma in my life. And because you don't want to show that vulnerability, right? Or that weakness. But inside, especially if the rest of you is in chaos, then you start to question that infallibility that you think you have. And you start to go, wait a minute, I'm not Superman. I'm not God's gift to whatever. And it really starts to create some issues. For me, that's when my anxiety really started. The first bit of that was in my first marriage, when that started to fall apart in the middle of some training activities and really create a lot of stress that I couldn't tell anybody at work about, because they pull you off the flying schedule and they stop your training and they send you to mandatory counseling and all this kind of stuff that would have happened. So nobody at work, none of my superior officers, none of the folks that were in charge of my training ever knew, as far as I know, that I was having this kind of difficulty at home. And quite frankly, in missions like flying high performance airplanes, you really shouldn't have that kind of stress going on in your life. You need to resolve that, or we learn how to do a great job of compartmentalizing a lot of that.
Right.
So you put it in a little box and you put it back here in the back of your head, and you shut that box until you finish your brief and your flight and your debrief and your work day. And then you have to unpack that on the way home, drinking a 6-pack of beer or stopping at the bar and having a couple of drinks or whatever that looked like. I do believe that from a mental health standpoint, we have such an important role as men to try to understand how to heal, to seek that healing, and then to promote others to heal. Because if I do it, somebody that has the same career field, or somebody that, if a Navy SEAL does it, well, he's a badass Navy SEAL. My God, he did it. Okay, I can do it. I want to do that too. All of those kind of things play into our society. And that's why I'm so happy that so many veteran organizations are standing up and saying something now, trying to promote change